Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's a beautiful morning. Let's talk about some of the projects I'd like to get done today. So I'm back behind this desert olive, New Mexico olive, enjoying the shade it's providing from the morning sun. I really like this area right here. It's going to be very nice here in another 5 years when we get more of a shade canopy here from this palm we planted. These Yucca Vexanianas are going to be giant towers of trees as well. It's interesting back here, these skeletal leaf goldeneye are little campsites for hoverflies for the night. This one flower over here has about 6 of them on it. And they're all over through here. Yeah, our palm tree is definitely bouncing back. The leaves are opening up on it. They're not completely open, but they're definitely opening up. I threw some water on it yesterday in the evening. Yeah, it's a nice little area back here. Got another nice specimen of that Yucca Vexaniana right there coming in. There's going to be some monster yuccas through here. And this one's going to be real interesting because it's bifurcated here. I've seen some that had up to 6 different heads on it. These are some more flowers in the Asteraceae family. You can see last year's structure. Seems like these that are in the sun have already come back to life. Yeah, lots of varieties over here. Different solo bees and hoverflies. So here we are in the North 40 experimental planting area. Let's go take a look and see if anything ate on the trees while I've been gone. I don't have too much I brought with me this time, just the fencing and sledgehammer, T-post driver, and shovels just in case I needed them. Let's go for a walk. Yeah, I really like this area over here. It's probably the greenest area within 5 or 6 miles, I'd say. One of our palm trees we planted a trip before this one, back in March. This is May. Mulberry looks pretty good after its planting. Yeah, it's got some new leaves coming out on the top branches that were beat up in the back of the trailer from all that wind for 700 miles. I'm going to put that T-post driver in the shade. It's already pretty hot. It's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Well, the pecan tree looks alright. Doesn't like anything chewed on it. Let's go take a look at this bur oak back here, see if anything chewed on it. You can see all these native flowers in the Asteraceae family are starting to wilt out again. Yeah, the water doesn't stay around real long out here. There's a nice fragrance in the air from something that's blooming around here. Well, it doesn't look like anything messed with the bur oak. We've got one more that's not fenced. Let's go look at it real quick. So I've got to get, if you didn't catch the video from the other day, I didn't finish putting the fencing up around these. I kind of ran out of motivation after planting 2 more trees and putting fencing up around the other ones. So I've got 8 more T-posts to put in and fence around 3 trees. I think this one over here won't be too bad. It was a little bit more of a sandy mix than this pecan tree here. This thing was like digging in a caliche driveway that was 100 years old. I mean, it was solid. The water here, when you pour a bucket of water, it's gone within a minute. But there was also moisture down there, so pretty happy to have seen that. Got to put T-post around that one still. I'm going to leave just this. This is 2 inch by 4 inch, about 50 millimeters by 100 millimeter. It's going to stop, larger ruminatory animals from getting to it. Looks like I've got a locust on the mulberry already. You can see him down there. Yeah, they'll definitely strip this thing down. Didn't take it very long to find it, did it? Anyway, if I start getting some, when I come back in July, if it's all chewed up, I'm going to put some fine mesh wire on it like I did on these palm trees. I know these palm trees were getting eaten by some type of rodent, judging by the chew marks and how close the branches are chewed off to the trunk of the palm. Yeah, it was definitely a rodent. We'll see if this keeps them out. May need to do more work on it. You get about 4 hours out here in the sun doing heavy work, and that's about it for the day. This one was burned a little bit in the trailer. The ends of the leaves. The rest of it looks okay. I planted this one yesterday. And I got the T-post in on this one, so this is on the easy side, just a little fencing around it. And this is our other palm tree. This one actually looks a little healthier than the other one over there. This branch was laying on the ground. If you caught that other video, it's still alive and providing nutrients back to the heart of the tree, but it's not in the best shape. And we've got one solid branch coming out. Well, let me get these fences knocked out so I can get back to the South 40 and get started on my hydroelectric siphon line. Well, that's all the fencing for the trees that have been planted over here in the North 40 acres. Experimental site. Bur oak's already given itself some shade on the ground there. These trees have a very extensive root system. I think if I can get them 2 years in they'll be good to go after that in this area. They're pretty tough. And they get very large when mature. Plus they'll produce a good sized acorn. Actually the largest acorn in North America. I'm sure all the mule deer and javelina, Barbary sheep, and a lot of other things will appreciate those being here. Let's take a quick look at everything. I'll be back over here probably 2 more days and give them a good watering. And then probably the day right before I leave, I'll give them 1 more watering, and then that's going to be it for about 5 weeks. We got our first palm tree we planted over here. This is going east. That's the bur oak we were just looking at right there. Still going east. Got our other palm. I may need to extend this fencing up a little bit. Mule deer are tall enough to, reach over this. I may scab on a little piece of fencing to bring it up. I'm hoping this is high enough and the rodents don't want to climb up it. We'll see if we have any more problems with the palms. I'll enclose this whole thing if I have to, like I did the almond trees back at the pond. Got our mulberry. Let's just say the world is short 1 locust now. I picked him off the mulberry. Our pecan tree. Pecan trees seem to do pretty good in this area as long as they have enough moisture. They don't mind the elevation of 4,400 feet or the dry air, as long as they have enough moisture. And there's our last tree that's in the North 40 acre experimental planting area. It's giving itself some shade as well. Yeah, I like the looks of this little mesquite tree here. It's got a nice central trunk on it. That's something, like I had envisioned those 2 mesquite trees that have been trimming the lower branches would turn into. I would like the main scaffolding of the tree to be a little bit higher. Maybe another 60 centimeters higher, another 2 feet higher. But that's kind of what I'm wanting to see. This one's not getting as much moisture as the ones by the pond will, though. Mesquite trees will turn into very large, almost oak-like trees. Like a live oak, if you're familiar with that. Well, let's get back to the South 40 and get some trench open for hydroelectric 6-inch siphon line, PVC line. So I'm kind of lining up where I lined that 6-inch pipe up. That's about the angle I want it to cut across the road. It gives me room to run the sleeves for the other water lines and the conduit for the electric coming down off the vertical axis wind turbines. I'm going to put it about 1 meter deep, about 3 feet deep. And we'll be going up on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to go back down to the bottom and pull that down on a 45 as close as I can, and then there's going to be a little bit of shovel work right there. I just can't reach it with the excavator. I can't walk out on that because it wasn't compacted. Well, that's enough for a whole piece of pipe. I think I'm going to get in there and do a little hand grading with the shovel and put the 45 on the end of that piece so I can get my angle going down proper. And then I take the machine back around to the bottom and dig, you know, that section, the steep section down from the bottom towards me. Well, I got a little bit of it done. Good step in the right direction. I'm sure some more will cave in overnight of this soft fill that I just dumped alongside when I was building the road through here. I'll get it glued up as fast as I can tomorrow and get it bedded in, so if it caves in on top of it, it's not a big deal. Just have a 20-foot stick of pipe on the top there. I'll make this 45 transition down to this level, and then this will get a Schedule 80 hard cap with a test gauge assembly on it where we can put some pressure on it and make sure none of these glue joints are leaking. Well, I think that's going to be it for this one. If you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed this project up, there's a few ways to do that in the description. Buy Me Coffee's one. There's also Amazon. All of it goes towards getting me closer to being out here full time, making this project go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.